Where's Steve? Have you seen Steve? Do you think he wants to come? I have to carry you down, but let's gonna play a little game. I'm gonna try and walk down and see if I can beat Steve. Rex, stay. I have a feeling I'm gonna get run over here in a second. Yeah. I hear the pitter patter of another one. Anybody else want to play? Can we help you? You want to come too? They love to see all three of us in the out the door weather and more. Come on, Mitt. I love that expression, herding cats. Who does a weather forecast when they have to herd cats? It's 30 degrees past 8:30. It's warming up. Now we got to go slow, Rex. Stop, sit, stay, because of doctor's orders. I don't think that was sit and stay, but that was a little better. Come on, let's go. We don't live in a barn. All right, I'll stop saying that. Oh, Mitt wants to come out too. Sorry, Mitt. Too late. Steve, try not to get tangled up this morning. Let's go. Let's just go right over here and get this over with right now. Nope, wrong way. Supposed to be given a forecast. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what you see, rabbits or what. Come on. So he actually is kind of like a dog. It's a nice day for walking the cat, isn't it? You had nothing better to do waiting for your weather forecast than to walk a cat. You take your position over there. You stop barking so I can do the forecast. Oh, it's a pretty morning. What do we got there? The flag and the waning gibbous. That means it's getting smaller each day. Beaver moon. And the weather stick is pointed up. Things are looking good for today. So we have high pressure moving south and east of New England. That is when the cold high turns into a less cold high. There are a lot of isobars, though, those black lines. That means the wind is going to pick up today from the southwest. Stop, Rex. Don't jump. Stop barking. Yeah, go bug Steve. So it's technically called warm air advection. Last night at midnight, Cape Cod was around 20 degrees with a cold, calm, clear night. And since then, the wind has picked up, so now we're all in the 30s. And still some teens around some inland areas this morning between 7 and 8 o'clock. This is the last of this cold outbreak. And now we're going to get into a warmer spell for a few days. But, very important question we have to answer. What is wind? Air moving from high to low pressure. So tomorrow, we're going to have a weak low pressure system in northern New England. So in southern New England, the air is going to be coming from the south. But north of that low, we have strengthening high pressure in southeastern Canada. So at the Canadian border, the air is going to be coming from the north. That is surface convergence. Rex, you really have to stop. Rex. So we had a lot of action out here last night. Look at him go. Look at the hair on his back. Rex, stop. All right. Oh, he blends so nicely with the autumn colors, doesn't he? So last weekend, this bush had all its leaves on it. Now they're almost all gone. So the most important thing of trying to get the forecast right, and the forecast is very challenging as usual, is which way is the wind going to blow at your house for the next week and a half. There's going to be a front stalled over New England beginning tomorrow, and it's going to be here for the entire weekend into the first few days of next week, and then it's going to dip south of New England, but then it's going to try and lift north. So that's a preview of what I'm about to show. We are going to have 9 or so low pressure systems coming through the northeastern United States over the next 10 days. Remember a few weeks back, I talked about how we're going to have a system. It was so cold wall to wall in Canada, storms coming in off the Pacific, and I said we have to watch out for something every 54 hours. And then over the last couple of weeks, it's been more like every 72 to 96 hours. It's been a very active pattern. I'm not counting the lake effect snow and the upslope snow as a system. That's just cold air. And now it's going to be a weather system coming through every 24 to 36 hours for the next week. Impossible to make a detailed forecast. We just say it's going to be very unsettled. I think that's a great expression. All right, ready? Let's put it into motion. This is the pivotal weather I do subscribe, so I actually pay a little bit for this. Animated ECMWF. All right, forget it. He's going inside. I can't do this with this kind of distraction. Rex, stop. Trying the patience of our viewers on YouTube. Oh, hey, Mitt, how's it going? It's nice and quiet. Starting over with those maps in motion now. We have one low going across. It doesn't show an L there, but that is a wave of low pressure coming across northern New England tomorrow. And then another one for Saturday. And then another wall of air moisture coming at us Sunday. And this is going to be really interesting. Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday. It looks like only 1 or 2 lows, but really that's about 3, 4, 5 waves of low pressure on a front going by. And the guidance just can't get a grip on which one might be the most intense. So waves of energy with periods of rain and snow. The rain-snow line coming into central and southern New England Monday into Tuesday, and then perhaps the lows start missing us to the south a little bit. Ridging starts to build in the middle of the United States, but we have troughing in southeastern Canada, so those lows are going to come out of southern Canada, coming down another one there, up to 5, and then late next week 6, and then into next weekend perhaps 7, 8, 9. I counted all together in that time period. Low pressure systems crossing North America and going somewhere by the northeastern United States. So every 24 to 36 hours, something's going to be going on around here, tending to be on the colder side, and most of New England may end up with snow on the ground right into the I-95 corridor in southern New England, maybe even Cape Cod. We get one of those storms way out there in the ocean the middle of next week. The 10-day snowfall forecast right here. It's coast to coast. This is the 6th week in a row of coast to coast snowfall in North America. The Pacific Northwest really getting banged up there, but you got to remember those mountains are about 5,000 feet taller than our mountains, so it's kind of like cheating. But then on day 10, I want to show you a few stills on day 10. That would be what, Saturday or Sunday, the 9th of December, kind of losing track. And can you believe it's December already? All right, so upper level flow there's a 500 millibar flow, ripping flow with a ridge in Western Canada, a trough in the southwestern United States that delivers cold air to Canada and the northern USA, and the trough delivers tropical warmth and humidity to the southern states, and we're going to have one after another low pressure systems zinging across the country right there. Now that's week 2 looking out there, and the Canadian cold, purple, wall-to-wall cold in Canada, the northern United States. And what else did I want to show? Oh yeah, the surface map. The surface map with a 1045 high in southwestern Canada and high pressure from coast to coast in Canada and low pressure coming out of the southwestern United States. So it guarantees, we already talked about how it's going to be so active next week and the week after. So very interesting. Boater's got a boat. There's Howe's Neck, the financial district, the Back Bay. TK's fingers are freezing. Maybe tomorrow morning my fingers won't be freezing. And interesting also, in northern Canada this morning, record warm air at sunrise. In northern Canada this morning, it was freezing, 32 degrees, and that is record warmth. So there's blocking, and whenever you see that kind of pattern, the cold has been displaced in the United States. So we're coming off a very cold period. It has to get warmer, but it does not have to get less active. It's going to be very active. The snow stake at Mount Mansfield now up to 28 inches. The average for this time of year is 12 inches, so we have a 250% snowpack in northern Vermont, although on Mount Washington, coming in about 6 or 7 inches shy of the average snowfall. We get about 32, and the average is about 38. But needless to say, skiing is tremendous. Back to that snow stake on Mount Mansfield. In 2018, we were in the mid-40s with snow depth, and then it leveled off. So we're going to rival 2018 for the best skiing. But from what I'm hearing, the quality of the snow in northern Vermont right now is off the charts. People are saying some of the best, even for midwinter, best skiing ever, stuff like that. I'm going to save a lot of those highlights for a snowcast later, but I'll just give you a little snippet of Josh enjoying the backcountry yesterday. And the lifts are open tomorrow at J. It's going to be a very good weekend for skiing, I think. Maybe a raindrop or two, but it looks like there's going to be another net gain of a few inches of snow. More on that later. And some more from going and watching the ferry come in yesterday. I went over Pick Janet up at the ferry dock, and that's always fun, going over the shipyard. There's a lot of history over here. Looking at Hull and the big fort on top of Hull. And I was kind of over in that vicinity, watching the sun go down yesterday. I'll leave you with that and more, and a little bit of skiing, and see you later in the day with a snowcast. And out the door weather and more again tomorrow. Rex will be back in the picture, and Steve, you're so well behaved. All right. Say goodbye, Steve. Talk to you tomorrow. November 29th, windy and cold. How cold is that? And that. Boater's got a boat. Rush to the antifreeze store. Pretty blue sky. Not quite as high wind as yesterday. Moderate breeze. Tanker didn't spend long here, did it? It's like less than 24 hours. Thanks for the visit. Thanks for the fuel, or whatever you dropped off. Chemical. Oh, that's all they say is oil/chemical tankers. Still get some cold air advection clouds in the lower parts of the atmosphere, and then some warmer air advection clouds higher up. So the coldest air so far this season is departing. And I'm not sure when the next coldest air of the season is going to arrive. November has been a fairly chilly month. So December may start off warmer than November, because that's how it works. Waves. I wave to you guys, but you never wave back. If this rebar could talk, down on Hingham Bay, one of the old launches at the shipyard. I don't know how many there were, at least a dozen launches where they launched the ships for World War II for both the United States and the United Kingdom. And this is just sort of the relic fossil here. Very low tide just past the full moon. Incoming warm air advection clouds. Almost looks like a snow sky. A lot of times when warm air chases cold air, you do get some snow, but I don't think we're getting any snow. And Jupiter is probably already up over there. Not there, that's west. Over there. And the moon will be coming up pretty soon. Down at the launch in Hingham. That's where the environmental police keep their boats, right in here. Always ready to go. 4:15, Wednesday, November 29th. The sun has just gone down. And I just noticed across the street from the house that the frost is really thick down here. It never melted today. This is more like just moisture left over from the rain a couple days ago. Best skiing ever in our life in late November. And this is the closest I've come to any snow or ice at my house so far this year. It's starting to look more interesting Monday, isn't it? All right, I think that's good for today. Over and out. Pretty simple and more for this Wednesday into Thursday.